Hey, Chris Liepe here. You know Otto is really taking over the world when she makes her very own World Cup song. This is pretty awesome. I'm excited to hear this. I heard the preview of it the other day, just a small part of it, and it was rocking. Like, I really liked the genre that this is set in. So I'm excited to hear what she does with her voice and where the instruments go. Yeah. Oh, wow. Okay. The first thing I want to point out is actually the last thing I heard, which this is a sign of someone who knows how to create tension, great tension in melody. Listen to this. That note, that is the minor 7. And the instruments had been mulling over that, bass line, guitar, synth, stuff like that. But we want to hear da-da-da-da. We want to hear that, which is the 1 or the root. But she builds this tension and then lets the 7th, lets that soar. And so in addition to this sort of sludgy, aggressive sort of thing that's happening at the beginning, she continues to play with us and bait us into wanting more, because the very first part we hear her soar is that minor 7. Lots of unresolved tension. It's also a suggestion that there's some sort of release to come. Okay, let's go back. There's her wonderful sighing into a mild amount of aggression, but also there's this distortion on her voice that's more prevalent in this song than there has been in other songs. It's actually sort of masking the amount of ping she's adding to her voice. No. You hear the difference. Yeah, I'm doing a little bit with my lips, but it's more about how I'm placing the sound, the resonance here, or choosing to experience it more here. More is in the throat. Oh, started getting trapped in the throat. And we hear the distortion kick in or respond to her ping. We hear her ping as more distortion in this particular context. We don't hear it that way in other productions from Otto. Interesting. Cannot. Very deliberate placement here. And yeah, she goes away from that, but she's very much settled in that in this first part of the melody. And you hear that really pingy, bright brass. And then there she brings it longer and sort of back into the throat. This is just beautiful. Same area of her voice, but no, she's in her head voice. Same note range as she was earlier. La, 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 la. Again, her ability to choose what kind of energy, what kind of vocal posture she wants to have to deliver and share a certain vibe and a certain emotion and connectivity is unmatched as far as I'm concerned. And here's that wonderful note. There it is. Da-da-da! Right? She set us up. The chorus comes in, what I think is the chorus, and we have that note. We have the one. Up until then, she'd only given us da-da-da! The seventh, the minor seventh. Good songwriting. And yet there, even in the da-da-da-da-da, she's playing with that interval again in the melody. Minor 7-1, minor 7-1. And then she's going to give us that octave one that we really wanted, that she was building to. Foreshadowing. Baiting. Brilliant. By the time that note comes, you really want it. That's awesome too. Listen. I'm gonna be high. I'm gonna sigh into the chest and then release into my head voice. There's that longer, sort of more back in the throat posture, and then she lands down into that bright brash. Killer! Yeah! Ugh. Oh, and then giving us that one. It's not just the language. This language is more and more fascinated with all the ways it sounds. But she grew that resonance as she's going up from a darker. Again, that ping that she's bringing out it's so much of a part of what helps us connect to her voice, because she sends her voice through that brightness. And the fact that it's not that bright all the time. There's variance, there's transition. That's a very chesty note for her, but it's distorted and it's a little bit mixed. Yeah! There's the note. That's the one that we've been talking about. That note that we want, that she set us up for. Yeah! But she's got a wonderful grit over it. Let's build that. First, we just hit the note any way we can. Ah, for me, that's in head voice. Ah, then I'm going to work on placing that note. Ah, I'm going to get that brashness that I hear Ado doing. It's vibrating here. Yeah. Then I'm going to let my voice sort of break up and fry just a little bit after I've placed it. Now that's not ultimately the distortion that she's using, but it is part of it. If we can learn to sort of relax into this fried state after we've placed our voice, compressing into it is going to give us a sizzlier distortion. There's me, an old man, placing my voice in a way that allows me to get a high, aggressive, distorted note. It's so much about placement and then relaxing first and then compressing into it. If you'd like more help working with your voice in these unconventional yet fun ways, click the link below in the pinned comment or video description and join my free singing course. I'll help you do all sorts of silly things with your voice that will unlock things you never knew were possible. The monster noises over the rockin', like, synth drudgy guitar groove is cool. Ooh, did you hear that? I think it was a synth doubling her melody. That was cool. It might have been some sort of like synth vocaloid thing, because I heard the same sort of vowel inflections, pronunciations out here with this synthy thing. I gotta point out when she does that, because it's beautiful, and it's such a wonderful example of how to create aggression and desperation at the same time with our voices, while also keeping our overall vocal postures loose enough to approach all these different sounds. At the same time we hear her going in and out of different sounds, we hear her transitioning almost exclusively with sighs. Oh, whatever it is, she uses a sigh, this loose chord engagement, like I was talking about even on that high note. It's a piercing whistle. That's how quiet she is. That's a cool posture too. Oh, but listen to where she goes with it. Okay, I'm gonna play this whole thing and then I'm gonna go back. There's that seventh again. Listen to how she transitions here. There's a quiver, longing. I'm in head voice, she's not. So I'm going to bring it down a little bit. And I'm going to add a little breath over the top of it. I'm going to think sort of an H over everything I sing. And then I'm going to lengthen. And I'm going to let my voice sort of exist in this. It's not a, it's a, oh. It's on the edge of a sigh. That's why you hear it quivering. It's not pent up. It's released, but then she quickly transitions to a more pent up posture. And then it goes to this. And we got that beautiful seventh. The kinds of things that she's doing, the nuances as she creates this build. It's so interesting and so fun to play with in my own voice. I hope you have fun doing this with me. Well, she even cleans up that note at the end. That's cool. That's cool too. We've heard her up there in that gritty, compressed sound, that real bright. That's the same one that we've been talking about. Killer. Very round, very long. I've called this her like motherly tone in the past.
ないで立ち何よりもまばゆくキラキラキラ
There's a bright brush!
身にまとったキラ星を染め
キュキュキュキュキュラ
それに水平線を飾るキラキラキラ
Do you hear? There's not that many notes. How many ways she's approaching these key notes? Our da, our 1, our flat 7. They're all over this. And the way she dances around with different postures over these notes is everything. It's everything.
並び立ったキラ雨土やなすきっとこのままどこにだって行けどこにだって行け
Ah, that's cool. Just that nice major, very strong major presence, harmony-wise on the vocals, over this like, for all you guitar players out there, they're capitalizing on the sound of the Mixolydian mode, which has the major third, la 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 la, and the minor 7, la 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 la, as opposed to a traditional minor sound, which would be la 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 la. They're going la 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 la. We hear that very prevalently here, and it's a wonderful mode for like aggressive, confident, defeat, not sadness, like a minor mode would suggest. Not defeat as in they're being defeated, but they're going to defeat. They're going to overcome. Blah, toughness. Ugh. That was great. So many cool things to learn and appreciate. By the way, even if you're not a guitar player, learning your modes, particularly the Mixolydian mode, so that you can appreciate on a greater level some of what you're hearing in your favorite songs. Modes are great for vocalists too. Again, if you would like help working with your own voice in new ways, in freeing ways, click that link below in the pinned comment or video description and join my free course. And here's a growing list of auto analysis videos so you can learn all about what makes this singer so incredibly great. One of the best in the world right now. We'll see you for more.